Um, yeah. So, how about having the IDA applicable to prepubescent girls?
Yeah, so this is actually really, really important. We actually, now
Mhm.
there's two things we have to separate. We have to separate marriage, meaning the marriage contract, and we have to separate the consummation of the marriage, meaning the actual sexual intercourse that takes place between a
Mhm.
man and a wife, right? So
Mhm.
in Islam, we actually believe that girls could be married even before they attain puberty. Even before, we actually believe that in Islam there could be a marriage contracts. Now you might say, what is the whole point of marrying someone who's prepubescent, right? What's the whole point? Well, you have to understand back then people will go to war. Sometimes marriage would be the way to resolve conflicts. Like, okay, my son will marry your daughter, they'll grow up, and etc.
Mhm.
Then our tribes will be united, whatever. But even when you married a prepubescent girl, even though Islam allows that, that doesn't mean now you can have sexual intercourse with her. There's two different things. Consummation of the marriage can only happen when what the scholars say is when the girl is ready for it. When is a girl ready for it? That could be when she is 12, that could be when she's 15, that
Or
could be
9.
when she's 20, it could be 9, it could be 30, it could be 40 for some women, right? But we do know that most of, forget just Muslim countries, most of the earth, in fact, if you look at if you look at America and Western society and Europe, even in the 1800s, most of those women, they got married around 10 to 12.
More like 12.
Yeah, 10
I
to
think
12,
it's the canonical. It was the
right?
canonical
In the
law.
United States,
12 from 14.
the age of consent for a girl in the state of Delaware was 7. The United States of
There
America.
wasn't an age of consent.
Yeah, no, no. Let me show you. I can show you right
Sure,
now.
sure.
I'm gonna show you all the ages right now.
But this doesn't mean it's right. I mean, even if other people do stupid things, it
Yeah, but
doesn't mean that's right.
Constantine, let me again. My argument isn't that everyone was doing it, therefore it's right. No,
Exactly.
right? That's not my argument. That's just one part, right? The second thing is, though, a marriage is only compatible and good if the woman and the husband can both do their duties to each other, if they can both manage the property, they can both take care of their finances, they can both tend to children. Women did that very early on back then. They weren't expected to live at a very long age. They didn't have the modern medicine we have. Today, if it wasn't for modern medicine, like antibiotics and stuff, I'd probably be dead already. Like maybe when I was, I don't know, 11, I don't know, right?
Hmm.
With all these infections that I had, but whatever. So back then, it was expected for a woman that, okay, she might get married before puberty or during puberty. And then when she felt like she was physically ready for it, then she would have consummation of the marriage. This wasn't just unique to Muslim societies. It was more beneficial for people to get married at that time because you didn't know when you were going to die. So it makes sense. Like I know because we live today in a modern society, we don't see women or girls at that age as adults. We see them as children. We look at
Yeah.
a 9-year-old today playing with her dolls. We think that, oh, wow, look at this sweet little girl, right? Back then, the reality was completely different, right?
But
People
even now,
realized
I
that
mean,
you needed
it's
kids,
fine
you needed to
to
reproduce to survive. It was a
it's
harsh
fine to
fact, but
have
that was reality.
even now. Would it be fine to uh, marry a very young girl? I don't know, five,
Yeah.
six, 7,
So
and
here's where
have
the
sex with her at 9 years old?
yeah, so here's where the context comes into play. Now, a lot of people might say that's disgusting, that's this and that. Islam doesn't say you have to marry at 9. Islam doesn't say that. It just says if the woman and the man are truly ready for marriage and for sexual intercourse, then that could happen. Whatever age that is, that could be 9 for some people, that could be 15 for other people, that could be 30 for other people, right?
Hmm.
But to say that, oh, a 9-year-old can never get married, right? Why not? Back then, everyone did it, and not only everyone did it, that's not my argument. It worked, and it was better for society. But if you don't believe it's good for society, then you don't have to do it. Islam says, okay, if you believe the marriage is more harmful, if it's more harmful to marry a 9-year-old girl right now, and you believe that, okay, then don't get married to a
But it
9-year-old.
wouldn't be unlawful, right?
It would be unlawful if you think it's not beneficial.
What do you mean if I think? That's not like, oh, I
No,
identify as a duck.
there are
It's not
objective
about me
indicators
believing.
though. No, but there are objective indicators. Girls today, do you think a 9-year-old today can handle marriage?
Neither back then. Not
No, we
now and
know
not
back
back
then they
then.
could handle it because everyone who was doing it, not just Muslim countries, it was providing more benefit to society for survival, for reproduction, for power, producing children. Those children would grow up. Some of them would become defenders of the nation, going to the military. It worked, and they needed to do it.
Yeah, I'm
That's
absolutely
what
not
history
for this.
shows. I know. You might
No.
have a little like you can't. It's hard to imagine, but that's just what the history shows, Constantine.
Yeah, I understand what you say, but I don't think this is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I
Uh,
I just can't accept this.
the
All right, good.
evidences don't mean anything to you.
That's not evidence.
History isn't
Um,
evidence for you.